Hey, this is Paul Evans. We're getting ready to roll into a new year, and about this time we start thinking about goals, resolutions, etc. And so this is an important lesson. If you get overwhelmed, you get frustrated, especially after the first of the year, if you feel like everything that you dreamed of, everything you wanted to accomplish is really not happening for you. And it's pretty easy to set those goals at the beginning of the year, and usually around February 14th, we drop those goals. We've got about a 6-week window, and it's so easy to give up. Well, I want to encourage you today not to give up, but to keep going regardless of how you feel. You see, yesterday I ran my fastest 5 miles ever. That's my fastest, not the fastest. I did my first 5 miles on September 9th of this year in 54 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm not about to impress anybody with my numbers. All right, yesterday I ran 43 minutes in 43 seconds, more than 10 minutes difference from my beginning time. Now, here's the truth. Today I got up and I did not want to run. Now, I wanted to go get a fried steak biscuit from Hardee's and some hash browns. And now I don't even care if that didn't sound good to you. It sounds great to me. But instead, I put on my stupid running shoes, slapped my iPhone to my arm, and I started out. I hated it so much I even stopped listening to the audio. I felt like I was just stumbling along. I was semi-praying that a car would swipe me and just put me out of my misery. But finally, I made it back to the house. 46 minutes, 52 seconds. Just 3 minutes off my best time and a little more than 7 minutes better than my worst time. So here are the lessons. Number one, you're wanting to get the most from your life. You want to achieve some cool stuff. You've got to make sure that you're staying and you're remaining committed. So what's your commitment here? I did not want to run today. And you'd think that I'd be glad that I went because that's what everybody says. I remain committed and now I'm glad that I did it. Well, I'm not. The truth is I'm still not thrilled about it, and I'm not sitting here patting myself on the back for remaining true to my decision. I am tired. But whatever you want to do, whether you want to become a better parent, you're wanting to become better at your job, you're wanting to serve more effectively, you're just wanting to be a better human being. You've got to stay committed. Some days will be your fastest times, and some days, quite honestly, will stink. Some days you will love it, and some days you'll hate it. It's just the way it is. Get over it. Which brings us to number 2, consistency. We've got to be consistent in what we're doing. Yesterday was my fastest time because I began running in July. Now, my total miles for the entire month of July was 9 miles. That's it. But I didn't quit, even though every single step during that month felt like molasses, and most of the steps today. But day after day, we keep going. So we've got to shoot for the cumulative effect, not just the current experience. The current experience is always going to weigh us down if it's negative. It's going to make us feel like giving up and giving in. But if we look at what we've accomplished over time and what we'll be able to accomplish if we keep going, well, there we go. We arrive at the goal, or we become the better parent, we become the better person, we become the better business owner, we become the better, just fill in the blank, whatever it is that you're shooting for. And then number 3 is change. Change. Unless I get injured or I quit, I'll never be as slow as I once was. There's no going back. Heck, today I felt awful, and I could not even do my once worse. You hear that? Today I felt awful. I couldn't even do as bad as I once did. So once you start going forward, there is no going back. The first time you try anything is always going to be the hardest. And then it gets easier. And then you've got an incredibly rough day. But you still can't go back. You still can't become as bad as you once were if you remain focused to be consistent and to be committed to what you're doing. So there's no going back. So even on the rough days when you feel like you kind of walk back a few steps, you get to regain your composure. Now the Shirelles put it this way. Mama said there'd be days like this. Well, Mama and the Shirelles were right. But who cares? Even our bad performance today can't compare to our very first move. We've been changed for the better. So keep running after your goal. You can make it. Success is not an accident.